What's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and welcome back to my Philadelphia Eagles franchise in Madden 25. We are here with episode number 15, and it's week number 12. It's our bye week, so let's do some housekeeping things. You saw we took the loss in the last episode to the Redskins, and they are now on top of the NFC East with a 7-3 record. We're sitting at 7-4, and they're also going to own the tiebreaker against us because they did sweep us this year. And it looked like at this point it's a two-man race, or a two-team race I should say, between ourselves and the Redskins, as we're kind of both leaving Dallas and New York in the dust. New York has no chance at 1-9 right now. So let's go check out some standings here. For the other teams, you might want to see how your favorite team is doing, and then we'll also take a look at like the league leaders and things like that. So actually I passed the standings because I was already on them at one point. Let's check out the season stats. I just want to make sure, okay, I just want to make sure we're going to be able to see everybody and not just our team. Looks like we got to sort it up to NFL and passing. Okay, so Mark Sanchez still leading the league in passing percentage because, yeah, he's probably completed or attempted one pass. But behind him, Nick Foles, 132.5, 2,113 yards, 25 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and let's see, 130 for 184. So Mark Sanchez is 4 for 5, and he's on the bench now, or must have got hurt or something. So Foles really does lead this category. Let's see who leads the NFL in touchdown passes, and it's going to probably be, Peyton Manning with 27, but we're not too far behind him with Foles, and Aaron Rodgers is sitting there at 20. Let's take a look at our rushing leaders. As I imagine, LaShawn Shady McCoy, number 1 in the league in rushing. Got a little bit of separation from Marshawn Lynch with the bye week here, so as long as Marshawn doesn't go, 140 plus yards, I think we'll still be in the lead for rushing. Look at that though, 7.7 per carry, 14 touchdowns, 125.9 per game. Let's just sort that out, and somehow Zach Stacy is averaging 595 yards per game. So he had, one game with 595 rushing yards? What the hell is going on? And Jamal Charles, 295 per game. And he's probably played just, 86 carries, 160. Is this math just all totally off? 165 attempts for 595 yards. Yeah, this is just Madden messing up. I was going to say, that's pretty crazy. So let's just get over to receiving. Demaryius Thomas looks like he's in the lead for both receptions and yards. Antonio Brown at 2, Megatron at 3, Percy Harvin at 4, and Michael Crabtree at 5. Look at Macklin there coming in at 7 with 37 catches for 836 yards, averaging a little over 22.5 per game, or per carry, or per catch, I should say, 76 per game. And he's got 8 touchdowns. That probably ranks him up at the top. Let's take a look. Yes, it does. Him and Jordy Nelson both tied at 8. So that's pretty cool to have Macklin in there. Hopefully he can kind of do that type of thing in real life this year, as he's going to be the main receiver on the squad. Let's take a look at our interception leaders. It looks like there's somebody up there with 6, and it's Paul Plesnowski. I always say his name wrong. Morris Claiborne from the Cowboys and Richard Sherman from the Seahawks, all tied at 6 there. Let's take a look at our sack leaders. And we got Cliff Averill from the Seattle Seahawks, 13 sacks, and then Lawrence Timmons with 12 for the Steelers. Charles Johnson not too far behind, as well as Jerry Hughes from the Buffalo Bills. So there's some league leaders. Let's go and check out our standings real quick. We got to go all the way back. I hate how slow the menu is sometimes in this. Let's take a look at the standings here. We got to take a look at the wild card race as well, because we might have to be going for a wild card spot if we can get some separation from the Redskins. So let's take a look here at the AFC North. Right now, the Ravens leading at 6-4, Bengals 6-5, Steelers 5-5. So that's anybody's division at this point. Texans at top of the AFC South with a 5-5 record. Titans not too far behind them. The Colts, very surprising there, at 2-8. AFC East, the Patriots leading that division at 6-3. Jets 2 games behind at 5-5. AFC West, the Chiefs getting off to a great start as they did in real life with a 9-1 record. Broncos still trailing them, but not far behind at all as well with an 8-2 record. We'll move over to the NFC North side of things, and the Packers, who beat us 2 weeks ago, sitting at 7-3. Lions 6-4. NFC South, the Saints are dominating that division, 8-2 record. Look at the Buccaneers, have not won a game yet this season. NFC East, as we all know, we're trailing by, I guess you can say, a half a game right now. We'll see what happens when the Redskins play this week. And the Seahawks pretty dominant, but the 49ers not far behind, 8-2 for the 49ers, 10-1 for the Seahawks. So that pretty much looks just like the AFC West with the Broncos and the Chiefs. And there are your standings. Let's take a look at the NFL or the NFC standings. And right now we're in 8th place. Seattle would get, or let's see here, the 2 wild cards would probably go to the 49ers and ourselves right now, because the other teams are the divisional leaders in Seahawks, Saints, Redskins, and Packers. So right now we're in the last wild card spot if the season were to end today, but there's a lot more football to be played. And now we're going to do what we've talked about doing and look into trading Deshaun Jackson. I'm going to kind of go through some different options here and see what I come up with, and then once I figured something out, I'll be back to show you guys. And never mind, I guess that was a fail. I didn't even think about the fact that there was probably a trade deadline, and we've probably hit that trade deadline. So, looks like Deshaun Jackson is on the team for the rest of the year. I'm not going to complain about it, but I kind of did want to make it a little more realistic by getting him off the team because he's no longer with us. But that's going to wrap up this episode. Let's go ahead and advance the week here, if it ever loads, and we'll be back next week. I have not checked the schedule yet, and this thing's just taking forever to load, but I have not checked the schedule yet to see who we play, but we'll be back with that gameplay in episode number 16, probably next Sunday, possibly earlier. We'll be talking about what happened in the draft and all that other good stuff. If you guys want to kind of start that conversation, let me know what you thought about the Eagles draft and your personal team's favorite draft. Hit me up in the comments section and get the ball rolling. I'm out. Peace.